Finally guys, after waiting for 5 months, we know which input does what. For example, like we didn't know how to activate the Kikon move, how to do dash, or how to use signature move, spiritual pressure move, etc. And thankfully, because of this new gameplay, we know which button does what. In other words, it's a basic tutorial. I already made a video translating which does what. You can check it out. If you don't want, I will explain here as well. But as far as I understood and I translate via Google, everything is simple, nothing is complicated as we initially thought it will be. Obviously we have seen like all the gauges and we didn't know how to play. That's why we assumed it will be complicated, at least in my opinion. But after watching it and reading everything in English, basic stuff, it's really easy to learn. Okay, starting with the basic controls. It says in this game battles you can move your character with the buttons. You can also perform actions such as attack, fast strike, slash strike, unique technique, L1 guard, R1 breaking move. First approach to Yoruichi and attack. So you move your character with L analog stick, nothing special, every game does that. And we have 3 attack buttons: square, triangle and circle. Square is quick attack, triangle is heavy attack, and the circle is character's signature move. With L1 you are blocking the attacks, and with R1 you're doing a breaking move. In my opinion, the breaking move is the red slash when the character does. Okay, now moving to the movement. Special means of transportation. In battle, it's important to access the distance between you and your opponent. In addition to the basic movement operation, let's fight making full use of steps in 4 directions. First, approach to Yoruichi and attack. So with the left analog stick we can move character like I mentioned before. With the X button, cross button, we have 4 directions: left, right, up, down. And if we press once, we will move forward. If we double press the button, or maybe just a hold, we will do a dash. And lastly is, if we combine L2 button and X, it will do ho-ho, which is a fast movement. In my opinion, ho-ho will work like a chakra dash. Okay, the next lesson is how to use spiritual pressure moves. Spiritual pressure moves. By accumulating spiritual power from the normal attacks, you will be able to use spiritual pressure moves. Players can make choices based on the situation, such as whether to use the powerful special move, rapid combo to accumulate spiritual power and increase the options for actions such as Reiatsu techniques, or aim directly damage to the spirit with a flash combo is the key to victory. We already knew that in order to use these spiritual pressure moves, you have to have spiritual pressure gauge, and in order to increase that you have to basically connect with your combos in order to refill this gauge, but we didn't know how to activate it. So in order to activate your spiritual pressure moves, you have to combine L2 button and triangle or circle. Triangle for probably spiritual pressure move 1, and the circle is for the spiritual pressure move 2. Okay, now moving on to the Kikon move, Ultimate. In order to use Kikon move, Ultimate, your opponent must at least have 30% of health. Otherwise, you will trigger this cutscene. And in order to activate Kikon move, you have to just press and hold R2 button. And lastly is the Awakening. In order to awaken, you have to refill the Awakening gauge. You can refill the Awakening gauge by attacking the opponent or receiving damage from them. After the Awakening gauge is full, you have to press L3 and R3 together and you enter in your Awakening state. Finally, we can now understand how people play in the gameplay trailers, which input they press to use certain skills, ultimates, etc. The only thing they didn't mention about was reverse gauge. We all know that reverse gauge has different purposes, so basically you can do reverse action. We have 3 types of reverse actions: yellow, white and blue. Each of them has different benefits, and also we can do flash step. And since we already know the inputs for the spiritual pressure move 1 and 2, L2 triangle and L2 circle, I'm 100% sure in order to do a flash step you have to press L2 and X, and in order to use reverse action you have to press L2 and square, and depending when you activate it you will gain a different effect. I also noticed one thing: when Ichigo was fighting against Yoruichi, she has 12 Kompaku bars, 12 life bars, which can mean few things. The first one is the obvious one. It's a training mode and you can play with the settings and you can increase Kompaku bars, nothing special. Second is, some characters may have more than 9 Kompaku bars, but at the same time we have seen character gameplays and all of them have at least 9 Kompaku. I mean, maybe some Arankas will have more Kompaku lives. We have to wait to see. And the third and the last one is, in my opinion, the boss fights will have more Kompaku bars than you have. That way the match will be more difficult for you. For example, you are fighting against Aizen, he is the final boss, and instead of having 9 Kompakus, maybe he will have 18 or 20. Imagine that. And you have to try harder to defeat him. Upon editing the video, I've noticed one small thing. So when you select characters, you see a text bottom. And initially I thought it's about their signature move, special pressure move, nothing important. But because I was curious, I translated the text. I've noticed that it's not about their special pressure moves, it's about their Kikon moves. So each character will have at least 3 Kikon moves, 3 ultimates. But the only exception is Yoruichi. I don't know why, but she has only 2 Kikon moves. That explains why when she was fighting against Ichigo and when she was fighting against Byakuya in the previous gameplays, she only used 2 moves because she only had 2, which is unfortunate because Yoruichi is one of my favorite characters and not having 3 different ultimates makes me sad. But when I translated the other characters, for example Byakuya, Toshiro, Ichigo, Ulquiorra and Jin, they all have 3 Kikon moves and they have different variations of that. I don't know why developers decided to make for her 2 Kikon moves, which makes me assume that some characters will indeed have only 2 Kikon moves through ultimate. I think probably Rangiku will have also 2 Kikon moves and other characters who didn't do that much during that time will have also 2 Kikon moves. So yeah, that's a detail that I noticed in the trailer. Hope you like it. And that's all for the video. Honestly, I don't know what else to add because I've covered the basic and most important part in this video. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. And like always, if you enjoyed watching this video, please like, share it with your friends, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.